Cannabis use, especially edibles, because that's what we examined, impaired people's driving even up to 6 hours after consumption. At the time that we were funded for the study, there was no published literature on the effects of edibles in driving. So we were trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit to look at edibles, because I think there's a notion that maybe if I have an edible, even if it's a small amount, it might not have an effect. And edibles are unique because it does take more time for the edibles to take effect versus smoked or inhaled cannabis. And so there might be a presumption that, hey, if I take an edible now, I'll be safe to drive in an hour or two. And in fact, the effects will take effect around that time, and that's probably the time you don't want to be driving. The reason why we wanted to look at edibles as well is because it was in the population of younger drivers who tend to have more risk-taking behaviors and sometimes feeling like they can't get in an accident and being invincible. And what I found most surprising was the fact that once our participants had consumed the edibles, they were very much aware that they were not safe to drive. And usually we get a lot of pushback. Yeah, I've been taking edibles for a while, or I take it sporadically and I'm completely fine to drive. And so we usually get that resistance. But we didn't find it with our group. We found that they were actually quite aware that they could not drive, and 96%, for example, found that or reported that they could not drive safely at 1.5 hours. So that is actually a good thing. We're quite happy to see that, because if they're aware they can't drive, they're probably less likely to do it.